Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to look at how you can create custom camera views in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now I use these a ton. If you've been on our live streams, you'll notice that we spend quite a lot of the time during the cruise looking out at various kind of wing views, almost like we're a passenger experiencing the flight. So I thought I'd run through today how I actually make those. It's not particularly straightforward, it's a little bit weird. Let me show you. So if we bring up the camera menu here, first things first, when I first started trying to do this, I thought, oh, nice and easy, the camera's in fixed look. Change it to free look. Now I've got an Xbox controller connected that I use to move the camera around, so I'm just moving the joystick around here to move and pan around. So I thought, nice, I'll just pop out of the cockpit, but you can't. It actually blocks you. We're kind of captive here in the cockpit. We can't escape. The camera will not go out through the windows. Some aircraft, you can open the door here and kind of walk your way back through the plane, but we will show you how to do it the other way. So we're in the Phoenix A320 at the moment, which is an aircraft that I'm quite new at. I've only owned it for about a week. As such, I haven't actually made many camera views yet, so it's a pretty good example for us to use. So we have to trick the simulator to let us outside of the cockpit. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So what you'll need to do is shut down the sim, and then I will show you what to do on the desktop. Okay, so here we are on my desktop, and we are in my community folder. Now, the location of your community folder will differ depending on whether you installed via Steam or via the Microsoft Store / Gamepass. I'll leave some file pathways in the description below, one for each, so you can find your way there. What we'll need to do, we were in the Phoenix Airbus A320, so we're going to, in our community folder, find the Phoenix A320 folder, go into Sim Objects, Airplanes, Phoenix 320, and then we got here this camera's configuration file. Now, before you start fiddling around, it might not be the worst idea to make a backup of this. So let's copy that, and we will just paste it on my desktop here, just in case we mess everything up and we need to reinstate this file. So once you've done that, go to Open With, and you can just use Notepad. You don't need Visual Studio Code or anything fancy like that. And we are going to scroll down until we get to, oh, we're already here. We didn't need to scroll at all. So here we are, camera definition 0, and it says pilot. So we know that's the one we want. That's the default view it puts you in. So if we look at the initial XYZ figure, that is this one here. These are kind of like the coordinates in 3D space that it places the camera view, i.e. the pilot's view when you spawn in the plane. You've got the X, the Y, and the Z, which is the depth. So if we change this minus 0.045 to say, put a 1 in front of it, to make it minus 10, if we then save that, that minus 10 should then put the X position all the way over to a negative value, to negative 10, which should put us outside the cockpit with a bit of luck. So let's reboot the sim and see if that's worked. Okay, folks, so here we are back in the sim, and as you can tell, we are very much to the left of the center line, which means the camera, as we hoped, has been taken outside of the cockpit. So if we sort of spin around here and start having a look around, we can just use our camera tool to fly around, and we can start to make our views. Now this is a view that's quite popular. I quite like this one. Let's just get it in just the right position. There we go. Now how do we save this view? So you might be familiar with the camera views that you get in the aircraft where you can press Control and then a number, like Control 1, Control 2, and that goes to predefined camera views that the plane has already in it. But there's also another bank of camera views that we can save, and we can access those by pressing the Alt and then a number. So Alt 1, Alt 2, Alt 3, etc. To set the views, you press Control, Alt, and then a number. So if I wanted to save this camera view to be accessed by pressing Alt and 1, I would then press Control, Alt, and 1 to set that view. So I'll do that right now. Control, Alt, and 1. And there we go. So if I now move the camera away from where we are, press Alt and 1, you can see it takes us back to that view right there. So that camera view has been saved. And it really is then just a case of flying around the plane. Let me just put the camera back into free look. Maybe we want to get a view from behind the wing. Maybe we'll put that in position number 2. We'd do Control, Alt, and 2. Then to access that view, we would press Alt and 2. And there we have it, folks. It really is as simple as that. Once you've modded that camera file to get yourself outside of the cockpit, you're then free to move around and make all of your camera views as you wish. Just a word of warning. If you, say, start on the right-hand wing, making wings on the right-hand side and think, oh, I'll quickly fly through the fuselage to get to the left wing, because you've gone into the fuselage, you're then considered inside the aircraft again, and you'll struggle to get back out. So you might need to kind of fly around the airplane to get from wing to wing to get different sides of the aircraft rather than flying through it. Just keep that in mind. And of course, there is one last thing to do. And that thing, of course, is going back into your camera's configuration file, opening it with Notepad, and then coming back down to those XYZ coordinates, the initial XYZ, because of course we've still got it set to -10, which kind of puts us outside of the cockpit. And of course that's no good when you actually want to fly the plane. So let's just remove that number 1. And then we will hit File and Save. And you're all done. Next time you boot the sim, you will be back in your cockpit as per normal, but now with a load of nice views saved. What you can rattle through them and have some very nice views as you enjoy your flight. I hope you found this video useful. I hope I haven't rambled or waffled too much. I'm trying to get better at doing these kind of more one and done kind of videos rather than scripting them out, just so I can produce them quicker for you. So yeah, let me know if you've got any constructive criticism in the comments. I'm always open to hear it, always looking to make the channel better. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. That really does help the channel a ton. And of course, if you do subscribe, hit the bell, because we do go live on this channel quite a lot. We do a lot of full flights, a lot with live streams. So clicking the bell will ensure you do not miss any of those. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, folks. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, happy flying.